What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, to all of my returning subscribers. But if you're new here, what's up? Hello. Here we use information from celestial bodies to help us gain a better understanding of our favorite celebrities, world events, but most importantly, our damn selves. So with that being said, come on in, have a seat, but make sure you sub to become a part of the Astro fam. All right, so today I'm coming to y'all with not quite celebrity natal chart reading. I guess you could call this an influencer, a viral sensation natal chart reading on a young woman who goes by the handle The Real Tatiana Chanell. Okay. And I'm assuming she's that on IG or Twitter. Y'all, look her up. A lot of people might not be aware of who she is. I just discovered who she was, and that's only through my Twitter feed, right? So here's the situation. Apparently, she's an IG model of some sort, or you know the types, right? Whatever the platform is. She's one of the little model girlies. She gives influencer, I want to be an influencer vibe, rapper, girlfriend, that thing. And apparently she just turned 18, like on the 7th of January, just turned 18. And she ended up going viral for a now legal photo shoot. She did a photo shoot where basically it was lingerie. She was like butter, booty ball, pretty much naked, soft core. You know what I'm saying? And she was putting on display the fact that she is now legal, right? I am legal. I am 18. And all the kids, the minute they turn 18, and I was like this too. I think a lot of people were. When you turn 18, you think you're grown because you are of the legal age to purchase tobacco and a lot of things in society. You can join the military at 18, right? Society decides that you're exploitable publicly at the age of 18, right? Out loud, anyway. But the truth of the matter is, you're still a teenager, and it's not until you get some real tenure and life experience under your belt that you realize that. But then again, I'm a Capricorn North Node, so that's just my perspective on things, right? However, the real gag in the tea comes from the fact that not only does she have this really provocative, sexually, just racy, now legal, really barely legal photo shoot going on. Apparently, she's dating a rapper, Boston Richie. I've never heard of the man. He's a Miami rapper. And the issue is this nigga like 27. He can knock on 30 years old. Okay. And let's be real. Do you think this nigga met her over the past month or so, or the past few weeks? No. He's her man. They claim each other, they whatever. So if they're that locked in, let's be real, he was fucking her as a minor. Okay. He was fucking this girl as a minor. We know it. And think about the reason why a woman or just someone would want to celebrate being of legal age so publicly and in such a manner like that. Of course, a lot of kids are excited to turn 18, but the fact that, she had this sexually racy, I'm 18 coming out. It's almost like it was advertisement. Let's be real. It was a softcore launch. Like, hey, fellas, I'm legal puss now. You can really let's start the bidding because I'm a bad bitch. So where's the bag? Okay. That's what it was giving. And it's sad. It's sad. It's disturbing. But for research purposes, I definitely wanted to look into her natal chart. You already know I had to go there because this is such a interesting case study, if you will, or situation, because this really depicts the power of Capricorn, the power of Saturn in real life and time. Aquarius too. And we're now in Aquarius season. So y'all already know where we're going with it. Let's go ahead and get into it. So after doing some research, the real Tatiana was born on January 7th. I know the original screenshot that I used for this video said the 6th. Like, that was a tweet or a post that she responded to. But y'all know how people do. Like, you'll talk about your birthday before or after your birthday. Well, I do anyway. However, per the information that I saw online, she was actually born on the 7th of January. 2006 is crazy. 2006 is crazy. I'm not going to hold you, but that's her birth year in Miami, Florida. Shout out to my Astro fam over there on Twitter. Y'all got me right on together with that one. So, there are a couple of things that stand out. So, number one, she's a Capricorn. Hence, the inspiration behind me doing this video in and of itself. I really wanted to focus on the power of Saturn. Saturn is the planet that rules Capricorn. And Saturn, as an archetype, does deal with seniority, age, wisdom, tenure, experience. It deals with age difference, right? And that comes from Saturn and its contribution to time, or the correlation that it has with time, right? People will even refer to Saturn as father time. All right. So when we talk about on a human level, people who are influenced by this planet tend to carry the tendency to be either like old in the head themselves. They can grow up really fast. And that's the dark side of Capricorn that a lot of people don't talk about. It can grow up really fast to the point where it's grown, a little bit too grown, before it's time, before it's ready, prematurely, right? And that's because Capricorn opposes Cancer. Cancer deals with your experience as a baby in the womb. Capricorn is what separates children from adults. So on a human level, unfortunately, there could be a plethora of reasons why a person with a lot of Capricorn energy in their chart could have been adultified or made to have grown up too fast, or maybe wanted to grow up too fast. It could be due to poverty. Now, I have a mother, and my mother, her background, her family grew up really rough, you know what I'm saying? From St. Louis, East St. Louis, very rough upbringing. And that has consequences, psychological consequences on a person. But also, you see this in the charts of Capricorn, especially women who are taken advantage of in a more sexual manner, or who even learn how to exploit themselves, because Capricorn also deals with exploitation. They learn very early on their place and their role in transactional relationships with men, older men, dealing with a lot of older men, once again, being exploited by older men sexually. They're experienced in a way that maybe they should not be. And some really good examples of this would be Aaliyah. She lived a very short life, but she grew up really fast, y'all. Aaliyah was, and not due to fault of her own, because she was a child during a lot of it. But she lived life fast, okay? And always wanted to be older than what she was, and appeared to be older than what she was. But that's a different video for a different day. Tammy Terrell, a singer from the 60s. Y'all probably don't know nothing about her, but that's, a good example of that too. I digress. As it pertains to Miss Tatiana Mitchell, she fits the Capricorn woman archetype to the T, okay? She has her sun at the 17th degree. The number 17 reduces to 8, which is also ruled by Saturn. So she has like a double dose of that energy, right? Being grown, being someone who probably is surrounded by older people, older men, but with that number 7 being a part of her sun's positioning, it can make her very fragile, very vulnerable, very vulnerable. And the number 1 deals with men. So she's very vulnerable to masculine influence. And right away, this kind of triggered like, okay, so daddy issues kind of thing. Also with her being born on the 7th, the number 7 does deal with sacrifice, victimhood. Once again, it carries a certain level of vulnerability to it, you know? So that's when my antennas started to raise, and I went from viewing this situation for more on the surface level. We're like, oh, damn, that's a shame. Ugh, God, whatever. To like, okay, well, there could be something to this. And I actually kind of feel bad for her. Not going to lie. Now, the plot thickens, y'all. The plot thickens. Okay. So at some point, the internet, Twitter was reacting to her and her relationship with Boston Richie, right? And it's going viral. I mean, viral tweet after viral tweet. People are retweeting and reposting and whatever. And they're saying like, that's disgusting. He's a pedo, da-da-da-da-da. And so at some point, I guess people were so outraged, right? They found the mother. And I mean, that's reasonable. It's like, okay, she's a kid. Where the fuck is it her mom? So they find her mom. Apparently, y'all, her mom is only 38. Okay? Only 38. So she has to be a product of teen pregnancy. Okay? Which is not hard to deduce. But the mom apparently is a Capricorn as well. Okay, because the mom snapped and she made a response, and she was like, imagine trying to look up a famous model and you get so upset that you got to target her mother. And y'all, basically in so many words, like, y'all bitches is mad. You hating on my daughter. Y'all some haters. And y'all hating on me too, but I don't give a fuck. I'm a Capricorn. And I said, whoa. We have a Capricorn on Capricorn situation. Now, once again, taking it back to Capricorn and its archetypes. As a mother, as parents, because the sun does deal with children. So if the mother's sun is in Capricorn and her daughter's sun is in Capricorn, this could be something that is very karmically influenced, 1. 2, it could also indicate where, quite literally, she's reflecting her mother's image. Her mama might be a pimp. Because Saturn does deal with exploitation, Capricorns, the lower octave of Capricorn, especially Capricorn mothers, are known to pimp their children out. And it may be in the super dramatic sense, right? Like pimping your child out to men, letting men take advantage of them. Aaliyah's mother was a Capricorn as well, so my theory still upholds, right? Capricorn mother, Capricorn daughter, where it's almost like with dark-sided Capricorn moms, there are conditions on their love for you. They can exploit you if there's something that they can gain from it, or something that's going to make them more powerful, or where they benefit from it too. They want to be able to benefit from their children. Beyonce's mom is a Capricorn, but you get my point, right? And Capricorn is also the sign of the madam, right? The pimp. And where she can have the same type of materialistic mentality. And of course her daughter will. Her daughter is, so you can't make this shit up. However, when it comes to Tatiana's chart, her mom shows up through her Aries moon. So she has her moon at the latter degree of Aries. Now, granted, it could be in the earlier degree of Taurus, depending on the time she was born. Now, that could deal with her. I feel like that might fit a little better. I feel like she could be a Taurus moon. Because, even with the moon in Taurus, the mother is very concerned about your safety, but the mom could also be shallow, materialistic, or where her mom could even be her advisor. She's advising her on how to navigate and how to get the bag and how to move the way that she moves. Now, I will say, just objectively, as a young woman, just being able to get what you can get, because men are conditioned to get what they're going to get from you. It is what it is. But I do think that this is an issue, though, of exploitation, and specifically an exploitation of a minor. The issue is that she didn't get to an age of consent where she was able to choose these things for herself. I feel like this was something that was baked into a lot of her experiences as a child. And that's what I have a problem with, because she also has her moon forming a square to her Chiron at the 2nd degree of Aquarius. And because the moon deals with the mother, this could be, and even your experience growing up, that can be indicative of her mom being more of her friend than anything. That could symbolize her having a very dysfunctional upbringing, very abnormal, and where she could have suffered a lot of trauma. The dark side of that Chiron in Aquarius could be being violated. And it's conjoined to her Venus in Capricorn, which reinforces her dating older people, being around older people, being violated, exploited by older people. But that could also produce situations where she doesn't mind getting with a person for clout or for money. It doesn't have to be any real love involved anywhere in the equation. She's there to get what she can get. Even if it belongs to someone else, that could even be a home wrecker conjunction. Venus in Capricorn in conjunction to Chiron in Aquarius, right? That disruptive influence of Chiron in Aquarius can break some shit the fuck up. Especially if it's just how she's feeling about it. She also has Libra on the South Node, which can be indicative of, once again, a lot of karma and a lot of unhealthy attachments, especially in relationships. At the 8th degree, too. And, Libra is also the sign of the influencer. So where she could be a part of, these type of arrangements. And maybe her relationships could have depth to them, but with that 8th degree, it just kind of feels like everything is transactional for her. Very transactional for her. But if she plays her cards right, she can find a way to get her to put her own name out there with the North Node in Aries. Now, she does have, ladies, if you are just looking for indicators of, can I be the type of woman to attract a rich man? I get a lot of people who write me about that, or, a lot of people ask me questions about that. What are some indicators of me being a sugar baby and attracting high value men? The hot term high value comes from Mars in Taurus. She has that high value man, quote unquote, Mars placement. And that's because Mars in Taurus sets the standard. Okay. And it can be very, very much geared towards building stability and security. These are the women who like protectors and providers. Did I say women's? The type of women that likes protectors and providers, okay? And the fact that it's forming a trine to her Capricorn sun, once again, she might find this in older men or men who are very successful and just willing to take care of her in that way. That could make her the perfect trophy. You could even look at that sun in Capricorn trining Mars in Taurus. Would make for a perfect trophy wife. She's a man's trophy. She's the ideal. Once again, that standard of what a very successful man should have. But there's a very superficial energy that comes with this as well. However, it guarantees that she's going to be supported. She's going to be taken care of, period. She also has that sun in Capricorn forming a sextile to her Jupiter in Scorpio. Once again, powerful men. That's her dealing with men who could change her life for the better. Who can take her from, because the flip side of Capricorn can be poverty. So I don't know if she's had a rough upbringing or, what conditions she and her mother were exposed to. If she didn't have a rough upbringing, maybe her mother did. Once again, keeping it in tune with that Capricorn theme. She also has her moon trining her Mercury at the 5th degree of Capricorn. So this aspect, once again, could reinforce where her mom is in her ear a lot. But because it's a trine, it's in a way where her mom has been able to put her up on a lot of game. Okay, her mama has a lot of Capricorn game, a lot of life skills. She taught her a lot about how to protect herself and how to, fend for herself. And just through, and by virtue of her mom also being a Capricorn sun, it could be through men. However, her moon is also squaring Venus. So, with that Venus at the 27th degree of Capricorn, once again, that could be the mother almost even lacking her. The way her moon is aspected, it is suggesting her mom kind of lacked a nurturing instinct, a maternal instinct. It's almost like, well, if I'm putting myself on and I'm getting myself to the bag, I'll have my daughter be that way too. And where she could have given her a lot of this game and a lot of information from the time where she was a child, to the point where even in situations where it wasn't appropriate. That's another manifestation of her moon square Chiron at that 2nd degree of Aquarius, where the type of moms who, at best, even if they are well-intentioned, can really expose you to things that children don't need to be exposed to. Too raw, too real, too much on their plate, and once again, with that dark side energy of Aquarius, Chiron and Aquarius, even being like, it's like you're perverting the child from very early on, or you set her up to be put in perverted situations, even with her Chiron conjoined to Venus in Capricorn, with that Chiron in Aquarius. It's like, that's an aspect that can make her a magnet for predatory men and, like I said, perverted people, or having relationships that are inappropriate. That's another manifestation of Chiron in Aquarius. There's a level of inappropriateness that she is being groomed for and primed to. And that could also reflect, obviously, in her relationship with the real Boston Richie, who is an Aquarius sun, by the way. You can't make this shit up. So his presence in her life activates that Chiron. Like I said, a magnet for men who are targeting underage, like kids. Let's call it what it is. Weirdos. She can attract some straight up pervs. But with Venus conjoined to Chiron, and with her Venus in Capricorn, her sun in Capricorn, it's clear that she's coming from the state of mind, even with her Mercury in Capricorn, that if she's able to benefit from it, I'm going to use these perverted men to get what I want. You might as well capitalize off of it. Even intuitively, I feel like that could be like the type of energy that her mom really set her up with. Like, hey, look, I was getting fucked on when I was a kid. You my age. Oh, how old are you, girl? This age. I was doing that too. You need to get you some money while you out here, you out here being fast. Yeah, well, you better just make sure you go get you some money. Tell that nigga to give you a motherfucking bag. And if you fucking a rich nigga, make sure you get the. And it's like, okay, that's cool if you talking to your homegirl, but believe it or not, there are mothers out there like that. There are mothers out there like that, as appalling as that sounds. It also puts me in the mindset of Azriel Clary, one of R. Kelly's victims. In the more recent years, she's actually a Capricorn as well. Not to mention R. Kelly is a Capricorn. And so for men, Capricorn men absolutely can date women younger than them. And a lot of times it's rooted in control. Control. You want somebody whom you can easily control. And Capricorn will allow themselves to be controlled or exploited as long as it's by someone who has what they want or who's greater or more powerful than them. They'll take some shit. And that's the dark side of Capricorn, especially as it pertains to a woman. If she's the more power hungry, materialistic, or even survival, if she's just in her survival instinct like that as a Capricorn woman, she can absolutely embody a lot of that energy. This is also reinforced with her having her Mars squaring Saturn at the 9th degree of Leo. So once again, yes, her getting the bag, her being the standard, the trophy wife and all of this, but it costs. At what cost? And that's restriction to her free will with Saturn and Leo. But also, like, where she may feel unlovable or, has really degrading experiences with men and in love. That also just reinforces her having daddy issues, not to mention she does have Saturn in opposition to that Chiron in Aquarius. That's like, estrangement from her father, but also lacking or not being able to fully get close to someone. She might not even really fully get close to these niggas. Or, vice versa, them not really fully being close to her. And I'm going to be real. If this is the type of life she's trying to live, that's kind of a good temperament to have. Technically, in this lifetime, with her being in Aries North Node, she is supposed to be for herself. Like I said, I don't disagree with the lifestyle. I love to see a bad bitch running these niggas' pockets. But the problem that we really have here is at what age? Like, let's have a serious conversation about how children, especially girl children, can be preyed on. You know what I'm saying? And how this mentality, this has to be something that you are of age to be able to consent to. And even honestly at 18, you're not, that means nothing. You're still a child. So that's just really where the issue comes into play. And unfortunately, I'm not surprised, disgusted, but not surprised in regards to the rapper dating her. And I would absolutely put any amount of money on the fact that he's not her first adult rapper, grown-ass man that she's fucked on and has been fucking on. Like I said, it's something that she's been clearly doing for a minute, okay? But definitely daddy issues with Saturn in Leo. With that feeding into her Capricorn sun, that's just issues with allowing yourself to be exploited or even disrespected by men, as long as, once again, the money is tied to it. But this could even deal with what she may have men or deal with men who, despite the fact that they're older than her, they could still be very childish, very tyrannical. So if she does something they don't like, they're cutting her off. They're cutting her off. Might even be the type to take the shit back that they bought her. Those type of men. Because there's a price that you pay for everything. That's why she has to be more dependent if she's smart, instead of giving these niggas too much leeway over her. But yeah, she has Mars squaring Neptune at the 16th degree of Aquarius. Once again, being victimized, by men. But that could also even just deal with where she could have been seeing a lot of men in secret, in private. That's just really what it is, I wouldn't be surprised if there were like videos or something that were put out of her. Now that could also deal with the photo shoot, the weird photo shoot that she did. But it's just, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. Yeah, and like I said, the fact that Boston Richie is Aquarius, and I think he has a lot of Capricorn energy. It just makes sense. I don't even really care to get into it like that, but I just wanted to show you guys my findings, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts. So do any of you have similar placements, or do you know anybody with some similar placements or aspects? What do you think of her chart? Do you know who this young woman is? Yeah, so let's go ahead and, get the discussion going. And I will catch y'all in the next video. Love y'all. Bye.